We are surrounded by living things, not just by plants and animals, but also by tiny bacteria, insects, and trillions of microorganisms about which we hardly think in our daily lives. If we try to conceive the life of an individual through time, we see it as birth, growing up, reproduction, and then death. Is this what life is all about? Well, we don't really live our lives that way. We interact with other people. We share our needs and our feelings with them. Just like us, the life of other organisms is not just about birth, reproduction, and death. They also interact with others, just as we do. Let's take the most simple case of flowering plants and bees. These plants produce a sugar-like substance called nectar, which is present in the central part of the flower. Beautiful petals of the flower stand high up, shouting at the worker bees, "Hey, here's your nectar, come take it." When the bees try to take the nectar, some of the pollen grains stick to them. This helps these plants to pollinate. Bees and flowering plants have a very tight friendship. But just as its human counterpart, some organisms betray this friendship. This yucca moth, who was supposed to pollinate the yucca plant, lets down this friendship. The moth lays her egg inside the flower, but doesn't pollinate it. This moth uses yucca flower for her benefit. This moth is a cheater. We could see a similar friendship inside the oceans. This lemon shark has some Remora fishes attached to it. A Remora fish feeds on the ectoparasites on shark's skin and receives its food, while shark gets a spa treatment. In this case also, there are cheaters. Sometimes these cleaner fish also try to eat the skin of the shark, betraying him. If Remora fish tries to eat more of shark's skin, the shark shuns away, leaving the Remora fish empty stomach. Most of the time, Remora fish doesn't cheat and continues this friendship wholeheartedly. Some animals use this approach of cheating to catch its prey. This is the anglerfish. It lives in the deepest part of the ocean. Sunlight doesn't penetrate to that depth. This fish has an extended antenna growing out of its head. The tip of this antenna is fluorescent. It glows brightly in pitch-dark ocean, luring its prey. Smaller fishes are attracted by this glow and follow it, only to fall victim to the jaws of anglerfish. We are no different from other organisms. We are also friends with bacteria present in our guts. Gut bacteria play a vital role in digestion and even in the secretion of some hormones. As they benefit us, we provide them a necessary environment to multiply and grow colonies. If these gut bacteria started to cheat on you, it would be terrible for your stomach. Some organisms go beyond cheating and are pure antagonists for others. They are parasites. Consider the Gordian worm. Its host is a cricket. Gordian worm needs water to mate, but cricket tends to shun away from water. So, when the worm is inside cricket, it shuts down cricket's navigation system. Cricket gets confused and jumps around randomly, eventually reaching water. Once the cricket is inside water, Gordian worm tears the cricket's body to come out and lay eggs. Let's look at another case. This is a caterpillar. Although it looks normal from outside, there are parasitic wasp larvae present inside its stomach, each with the size of a grain of rice. These larvae feast on caterpillar's blood, but avoid biting the vital organs of its host. When the larvae are fully matured, they cut their way out through the skin of the caterpillar, at the same time releasing chemicals that paralyzes the host. The larvae break through the caterpillar's stomach. After they are out, they spin silk and cocoon to enter the stage of a pupa. Well, it doesn't end yet. The wounded caterpillar helps them out. The caterpillar swings its own silk around the larvas, adding extra protection. That's because the wasp virus has infected the caterpillar's nervous system. Now the caterpillar becomes a bodyguard of the larvas that infested it. It will watch over them tirelessly until it starves to death. What would philosophers have to say about the meaning of life of this caterpillar? There are many different ways plants and animals interact with each other, which we don't know yet. Recent studies also show that organisms can move from being parasites to friends and vice versa in just a few generations. Plants and animals interact with each other just as we do. They show friendship, they take care, they cheat, and they fight as well. All these things which happen in your life takes place on this planet every moment. It is these emotions of nature which makes the Earth's ecosystem work and our life possible. So look around you and see what nature is saying and never stop questioning.